Okay, welcome to this discussion on the manifesting and liberating flow of our energy system. Today I'm going to concentrate on the manifesting flow, and particularly the crown chakra and how it may get damaged. But first, let's look at the manifesting and liberating flow and get just a small understanding of how they work, because they are integral to the chakra system. Most people know about the 7 major chakras in our system, and the manifesting flow starts at the top of our head, and that's the crown chakra. And then it moves down. The manifesting flow always moves down across the front of our body and through the major chakras. So it comes from the crown down all the way to underneath our feet at the bottom of our energy system. That's the manifesting flow. From there, it turns into the liberating flow and comes up the back of our body and meets up again at the crown. That's the liberating flow. It always works like this. This is the flow of these 2 streams of energy, manifesting down at the front, liberating up the back. This is important to understand because these streams of energy flow through our major chakra system, both in the front and the back, all the time. So, since we're concentrating on the crown chakra and the manifesting flow and understanding how we as human beings actually manifest, some people do it quite well, and they don't know anything about these principles of energy. Everything starts in the energetic realm. You don't need to understand the energetic realm to know how to make it work for you. Very much like a car. You can drive a car without knowing exactly how it works. It's the same principle with energy. But if you want to know more about how the energy system works and how to use it to your benefit and help heal it and unblock it, this is what we're discussing today. So, the manifesting flow starts at the crown chakra. The crown chakra is where we gain a moment of inspiration. It's about the divine force in our lives, whatever that means for you. However you understand a divine force, a higher force, it could be something like your higher self. It could be the greater mind or superconscious. It could be Mother Nature, whatever it means for you. So moments of inspiration and our life force energy come in through the top of our head at the crown chakra. It then moves down to the 6th chakra, which is our third eye. It's located in the middle of our forehead, just above our eyebrows, and that's where the imagination comes in. You now start to visualize yourself doing this thing, whatever it is. If that's something that interests you in actually doing, then the manifesting flow pulls that down into the throat chakra. The throat chakra is a very creative chakra. It's all about communication. So now maybe you ask a friend, well, what do you think of this? Maybe you do some research on it. You read something about whatever it is, or you watch some videos. Maybe you talk to an expert in that field. Well, now that it's in the throat chakra, you're now using your creativity and your communication along with the visualization to understand what it takes to actually do that thing that you can see in your head that puts you on this path. If the information you got from the throat chakra interests you and it seems reasonable, it now gets pulled down into the heart. Now you're starting to care about this idea. Now it's becoming something that is yours. You're putting more energy into it. You're investing yourself into it. And if it's something that you can see yourself caring for and putting more and more energy into, over time, it will then get pulled down into the solar plexus chakra, which is our 3rd chakra. And that's all about self-identity. So now that you care about this idea, can you see yourself identified with it? Can you see yourself saying, yeah, I'm a writer or I'm a teacher, whatever it might be? Now it's becoming part of your self-identity and the kind of thing that you are willing to say, this is what I am, to other people. If that's something that you can see yourself doing and you feel comfortable with that, now it gets pulled down into the second chakra, the sacral chakra, which is a couple of inches below our belly button in the middle of our bellies. This is a highly creative chakra. Lots and lots of creative, wild, chaotic energy goes on here. It's also connected to sexual energy. It's also connected to a lot of addictions. When things go wrong, it's often this chakra that is wildly out of balance or severely blocked. It's this chakra where you start to develop relationships with other people, with other individuals, to help make this idea come to pass. So the second chakra is all about one-on-one communications and relationships. So now if you have started to build relationships with individuals, say suppliers to make a product, or business partners, potential business partners, or plans to travel with a friend or colleague, these are the types of things that happen and are led by this chakra. The last chakra, which is our first chakra, and it's the last chakra that the manifesting flow passes through, is our root chakra. The root chakra is attached to all things physical and the human collective. So our physical health, home, finances, the collective consciousness of humanity. Once it reaches this chakra, this is kind of where the rubber meets the road, so to speak. Now this idea that you have been thinking about and you've visualized it and cared about it and talked about it with a lot of other people, and it's become part of you now. You've now developed it to the point where it goes out into the world where you cannot control it anymore. Up until this point, it's mostly been internal and bouncing ideas off of other people. It's very much like seeing a young child go off to school for the first time. You worked very hard to take care of the child and make sure it's grown healthy and with good discipline, as well as helping them to express themselves as the individual they are. But once you allow a child to go off to school, you don't know what's going to happen. You have to believe that you've done enough, that the child can take care of themselves and can interact in a healthy manner to make their way in the world, that they're going to process the experiences they now have in the collective well enough so that they can be a strong, contributing individual. And the same is true of this idea that is now becoming manifest. You can't control how people respond to it. And this is also the chakra where a lot of things get damaged. A lot of things get blocked. And it all starts with that moment of inspiration. And if we don't honor that first, by the time we take an idea down to the root chakra, if we've done everything right in the right order of steps, it most likely will have success. If we try and jump ahead and skip steps or dishonor what we need to do at each step, then it's most likely that this idea will fail. And it all starts in the crown chakra. So let's discuss what can go wrong and how to fix it. So with the crown chakra, it's all about the divine energy that's coming into our energy system and our physical body to keep us animated. No matter what your beliefs are, this is the energy that keeps our cells moving so that we have life. When that gets blocked, a whole lot of things go wrong. Everything else goes wrong. Then the manifesting flow itself slows down. The chakras near it will be affected as well. So the two major types of damage that can happen to any of the chakras is that there's a blockage in the energy of the chakra so that it's slowing down the flow of energy coming through that chakra, or there is some sort of damage to it almost like a leaky bucket that allows the water to escape. These are the two most common forms of damage to our energy system. The biggest reason why the crown chakra would be damaged is because we haven't developed a sufficient relationship with the higher power, whatever that means to you. It's important to develop a relationship, a conversation in your mind and in your heart with this higher power. The more you ask for help, the more you ask questions of it and expect answers, the more of a real relationship you are building with this higher power. And that way, the energy coming in will be much, much greater over time. You will start to feel your life force increase by doing this. The other type of damage is the cracking or tearing in the energy system connected to the crown chakra. That could be a variety of things that cause that. Part of it could be your denial of a higher power, or thinking you're not worthy of the love and support that the divine power is here to give you. The divine can only give you what you are able to receive. We have free will, and that includes the amount of love and support and spiritual sustenance that we ask for or allow ourselves to have. So blocking that and saying to yourself that you're not worthy of it, being overly critical, self-critical, and judgmental really damages that connection. Another possibility is an outside force or entity is corrupting the crown chakra. That's more rare, and that's usually much more difficult to heal. And I would suggest tackling that with someone who knows how to deal with energy. But there's a lot you can do before you get to that point. So now let's move on to what can you actually do to fix and heal the damage in your own crown chakra if you've determined that it is damaged or weakened somehow. I would suggest finding a nice quiet place so that you can sit and get into a meditative state, and sitting or lying down with your spine straight. Allow yourself to release tension. Allow your breathing to soften, become rhythmic, and still your mind. Once you reach that point, then ask the higher power, what's going on? Where's the damage? And how do I make it better? How do I heal it? And then wait to see what happens, what comes to your mind. It might feel at first like you're forcing it, like it's something that your mind is just making up. And that's okay. If this is not something you're used to doing, it feels like that at first. This is very subtle communication. As they say, the divine works in mysterious ways. And to date, science has not been able to prove that it exists. And this is the whole point of spirituality, is building that faith and trust and belief in something greater than ourselves. It's something nobody can take away from you. Bring that into your meditation when you're asking how you can heal the crown chakra. And you can do this as often as you like. I would encourage you to. This is the first step into manifestation in our physical world. So I hope this has been helpful. If you do need help healing your energy system, that's something that I do. I've worked with many clients. My process is very safe. You're well protected during the sessions, and they're distance healing. There's nothing special that you need to do per se. So I would be curious about your thoughts and comments and your experience with your crown chakra. And I thank you very much for listening and wish you a very prosperous day.